All right, all right, all right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening,
Good
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 evening.
evening.
evening. Look at here. Look who we have, folks. Look who we
Yeah.
have. Oh, there we go. Let's load it
There
up.
she
Let's load
is.
it up.
Look at that clean
Hello.
bike. Wow.
I know.
It's a nice bike. That's a nice
Whose
bike.
bike is that?
Whose bike is that, man? I tell you. I tell you. How you doing? How you doing? Hey, folks,
Man, I'm
ladies
doing
and
great.
gentlemen.
I doing great.
Outstanding,
Outstanding.
outstanding. Hey, we're going to start this thing a little early because the anticipation has been building up, building up. And I said, hey, we got to get Terry on because, hey, we want to hear about her ride during the 2024 Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge.
Ah,
So
thanks.
we're going to
Thanks
go
so
ahead and
much.
just jump right in. Hey, folks,
Let's
let me
go
just
right in.
introduce you. We have Terry Collier, rider number 1164. She's a rookie rider. This is her first time riding. And we're excited to have you on this evening. So, Terry, if you would just go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, please.
Sure, sure. So I am Terry Collier. I go by T. Where We Ride in T is my social media platform. And like K Solo said, this is my first year, my first attempt, and I did it. I did the freaking
Yeah.
thing.
You
It was
did. You
You
did.
did. You did.
it's a ride. This is a
It
real
is.
ride, man.
It is.
But
So, so,
yeah,
so, how did you hear about the Hoka Hey?
actually, I used to own a motorcycle magazine.
Okay.
And in 2009, I was up in Sturgis and I was riding my chopper at the time. And I rolled up to Rapid City and they had a tent set up. They didn't have the teepee that year, they had it the next year, but they had a
Hmm.
tent set up. And they're there, and I jump off my chopper and I grab my camera and I'm getting ready to run and do a report on something. I don't remember what, but I remember looking over and going, 10,000-mile challenge. What in the heck is that? So I stopped briefly. I said, "What are you doing?" And they told me, and that was when they were doing the prize money. It was the very first year in 2010 they were going to do it. And I'm like,
Right.
"That's crazy. I'll come back and get a story." Well, I never got that story, but I started following it. And
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
so I followed it for years, and as you know, you got to put sacrifice out. Like you got to get money together, you got to have time off work. I'm just a regular worker person now. I work at a bank, and you got to have time. You got to take time and
Yeah.
money and dedication, and you got to get ready for it. You can't just go, "Oh, hey, I want to ride that Hoka Hay ride like any poker run and jump in and do it
Mhm.
the next day." No,
Mhm.
mm-mm.
No,
You'll
no,
fail.
there's no way. There's no way. And I tell people all the time, you need to start training the 2 years out. As soon as this one is over,
Agree.
you need to start training for the
Yeah.
next one,
Yeah.
physically and mentally, getting yourself
Yep,
prepared for it.
Mhm.
I
Good deal.
agree.
That's outstanding.
That's
So,
wonderful.
I mean, was it everything you anticipated? Was the hype there?
Um,
Was the challenge there?
yeah.
Was the turn
Oh,
by
yeah.
turns, the sleeping next to your bike? Was all that there?
It was all there and more. Um, yeah, there was more I knew going into this. I mean, I've ridden a motorcycle since I was 5 years old.
Okay.
Um, so riding the bike was not even a concern for me. I really
Okay.
didn't have a concern about riding the bike.
Mhm.
Right.
Um, did have some concern about the thing falling over. I mean, I'm 59 years old. My muscles have kind of
That's
gone
a
to the
spring
wayside at
a
this point.
spring chicken.
I'm just a spring chicken. But so I was worried about the bike, dropping your bike because you always drop your bike. Dude, I don't know how, but I did not drop that bike.
Right,
Mhm.
Outside of the Lord above, he kept it straight up,
Yeah.
right.
Very fortunate so many people, went down. But, you know, I guess the surprise for me was um learning the directions, the slow curve of learning the direction. I'm sorry, it
Yeah.
says call Hey Solo. The learning the directions was a little tricky for me, and I was very blessed because Miss Ryder Dick Shell Federson, she
Yes.
rode with me the first 2 days,
Okay.
Mhm.
and so I got to learn from the best
Yeah.
woman out there. She was the
Mhm.
Yes.
best woman out there. And
Yes.
I learned from her the first 2 days. And then, I knew I was holding her up because she was ready to go. At first, I think she thought she was just going to roll along with me and I wanted to set out a 12-day pace.
Okay.
But once she got in the race, yeah, she
Yeah.
got
Oh,
the
yeah. Oh,
challenge mentality, started driving her. She's like on her way. And the second night I pulled over, it was after midnight. She said it was earlier, but I'm pretty sure it was after midnight. I said, I got to sleep. We slept 2 hours the night before. And I said, man, I got to sleep more. And I knew that about myself going in this. This was my biggest concern was my sleep. Because I usually sleep about 5 hours a night. That's my norm.
Okay.
And I wanted to try to get that, but that first couple of nights when we hadn't slept much, it hurt me into about the fourth day.
Yes. That sleep
once I-
deprivation sets
Yeah,
in, the fatigue sets in, you can't think clearly, you can't see straight, the whole 9 yards.
you get stupid. You get just stupid.
You get loopy. I mean, really, you start seeing things and
Start seeing things, right?
you start
right.
second guessing yourself and everything.
Yes.
I heard about the Hoka haunts, and I was like, that one, yeah, they're real. I don't know what was going across the road one night. Little gremlin, he had eyes and everything, whatever. So, but yeah, my hair's a mess from the wind up here.
Oh,
But I enjoyed it. The sleep, once I got the sleep down pat, I decided I just needed to stop and take some naps. And that worked out great. Slept about 3 to 4 hours a night, and then I would take a nap anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, midday. One day I took 2 of them because I just was feeling sleepy. And one day I kind of woke up on the road and I was hedging over towards that yellow line. And I'm like, no more. If you start yawning, pull it over.
wow.
So
Yeah.
so I did that. I wanted to stay safe. I didn't want to, I didn't want this to be my last Hoka Hey.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to go out and finish it.
Yeah. I wanted to finish what I started. And I did that. And I finished in 13 days. I was rolling a lot of the way by myself when my friends and family started to see that we were losing trackers in Canada. It made them real nervous. And I didn't want to put my family and friends in distress.
Right.
Having them comfortable and me finishing a race in a great way was important to me.
Right.
And I think I slowed down over that. Do you win anything for finishing 20th or 50th? No.
Exactly.
And I really enjoyed myself. I got in with some fellas that one of them I knew, and he allowed me to ride with their group, and so I rode along with them. And I was fortunate when they were there. I had a breakdown on my last day. We were trying to get in on the 12th day, and so I was about to make my goal.
What happened? I
Yeah,
mean,
what happened?
So what happened was it started missing and cutting out about just past Fairbanks. And so it started missing and cutting out, and I had about 200 miles of this missing, cutting out, and dying, and it got a little scary because I'm telling you what, this is the middle of nowhere up here.
Right.
So if you break down up in the woods, you're just broke down in the woods.
yes.
And so I just kept babying it along and keeping it running, and got to Denali Harley Davidson in Palmer, and pulled in there for the night. And the guys were whooped too, because it's raining, of course, because it rained every day. I've never rode so much rain in my life.
Wow.
But so it had just started to rain when we got to dealership. They had a really nice dock and a big old roof over the top of it, and I was like, yeah, this is primo. So we just went to bed, and the boys woke up in the morning and took off. Now I'll tell you something cool about all this social media stuff.
Yeah.
So I meet a chick in Missoula at the checkpoint. So I meet this woman at the checkpoint. She gets onto my social media, Where We Ride and Tea. I put out there, my bike's broke down. I'm going to have to wait and get somebody to fix it in Palmer, Denali Harley. She tagged the owner of Denali Harley Davidson. The owner like, I'll take care of it. The service guy gets there about 30 minutes early and says, I hear you broke down. We got to fix you. I'm like,
wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wasn't that awesome?
Yeah.
I was just like,
that's why you need to be friendly with everybody. You need to be friendly with everybody.
You know it. Yeah, today I posted. So every day on my snack bags, I made these snack bags before I left. And every day I wrote something that I'd either heard at some point in my life or I found, but mostly it was personal to me. It was people in my life who had said something to me. today's bag said, it was something that my dad taught me years ago. And it was, you meet the same people climbing the ladder that you meet coming back down. So you better be kind to
Yep.
all of them.
Coming back down. Exactly. Yes.
And
Elijah,
so,
you had a question. First, let me just say, folks, listen, today we have on this evening, Coach, this is the extended edition of coverage of the 2024 Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge. We have Terry Collier, rider number 1164. This is her first challenge that she's participating in, and we're getting her perspective on the challenge. So that's outstanding. So, Elijah, you had a question for Terry.
My question. You say you had a biker magazine, you rode a chopper, been riding bikes for a while, but and this is your first time doing the Hoka Hey. What is it about yourself that you learned that you didn't know before the challenge? What did you learn about yourself?
I learned a couple of things.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know. Okay, so number one, something I learned that I've only been a believer for 20 years.
Okay.
And I learned that when I lean hard, I've leaned hard on my higher power a long time.
Right.
But when I have to lean hard and I truly believe and I give it up, that I get it delivered.
Right.
I never knew the depth of my higher power until I finished that finish line.
That is awesome.
I've got so many God stories that happened along the way on this that it's incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. Now, the other thing is, I think, Kay Solo, you might remember us talking about, I'm in the top contender of the most money raised for my charity.
Yes. And that's my next question.
Okay, cool. We are. Line it up, brother.
Next question. So what charity organization are you riding in support of? So there we go.
It is. So Kicking Childhood Hunger. So Kicking Childhood Hunger, I'm from Stillwater, Oklahoma. And Kicking Childhood Hunger is actually a 501c3 organization that I myself, a Harley Davidson dealer owner, Tommy Foreman and his manager, Lynn Youngblood, and Kicker Audio. They're all in my town in Stillwater, Oklahoma. And we had played around with another group that was doing a little poker run, raising money for Feed the Children. Well, we found out they weren't contributing to our hometown. So we got involved and found out about the weekend food sack program in our town and decided that it was time for us to raise money ourselves for our program in our town. So Kicking Childhood Hunger only writes checks to weekend food sack programs who feed children under 18 years old. And so we actually feed children in a 60-mile radius. 50% of the money goes to Stillwater. The rest goes to the schools and the organizations, churches. A lot of different groups do this. 100% of absolutely every penny that comes to Kicking Childhood Hunger goes to the food sacks. 100%. The board, we put the money in for all the incidentals that we need, or we get sponsors.
Right.
So I came into this deal going, hey, I'm going to ride the Hoka Hey. They want me to ride 5,000. I am a entrepreneur spirit. I am a philanthropist. I love throwing events and doing all those things. So I knew that I could do more than 5. I said, we'll do 10,000. So I go to the board. We're at a board meeting. I say, guys, I'm going to ride the Hoka Hey. They're all like, oh boy. So of course you are, T. Of course. That's what you're going to do. So anyway, I said, I want to do their goal's 5,000. I want to do 10,000. They look at me like, why just 10,000? And I'm like, 10,000 is a lot of money. And I said, you can raise more than that. And I said, okay, I'll let's talk about this. Well, the end of the conversation was it's $7.50 for every food sack. You're traveling 10,000 miles. You're going to raise 75,000. Like, oh, geez. Okay, I'm raising 75,000.
Wow.
So I've done a lot of different events. I sold T-shirts. I sold challenge coins. I had people just come in. My hairdresser, at the very first of this, I told her what I was going to do. She handed me a $100 bill. I took a picture and I put it on my Facebook page. I had so many people in my community walking up to me with a $100 bill. It was either in my work community, in my friend community, in my writing community, in my extended writing community, my family. They just hand me a $100 bill. So
Mhm.
we just started taking those away, and it just started to work. And as I pulled into the finish line, the timing was only God's timing. It was no one else's timing. As I
Mhm.
pulled into the finish line, we're having this big gala that they were calling like the Adventure Gala. And I called in an hour before I hit the finish line. They had just finished the gala, and I was like, "All right, guys, I'm almost to the finish line." You know, we'd hoped I'd already been there, but that's
Right.
how it ended.
Right.
And I said, "How's it going?" They said, "We just finished our live auction. We'll give you totals later." Pull in the finish line. An hour later, they gave me an estimate. At the
Let's
finish
hear it.
line,
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Drum roll. Drum
at the
roll. Let's hear
finish, here it is. At the finish line, I announced 80,369. An
Wow.
hour, wait,
it.
an hour later, they sent me the totals from the gala, and I'm currently at $118,000.
That's it. Done. Done.
Yeah,
Done.
done.
I'm done.
Done.
I'm done. And here's the thing. Here's the funny. You say I'm done, but you know the challenge. It never quits, right?
Right,
Right.
right.
That's right.
Somebody's sitting around the campfire, all the Hoka buddies, my Hoka family now. They
Right.
go, you know, you
Open
got till
family.
November. They go, you know, you got till November 30th to raise more money. And
That's
I'm
right.
like,
Really? Wow.
okay, okay. So I'm already planning.
That's
That is
outstanding,
wonderful.
Terry.
That is
That is
Hopefully we
wonderful.
could do
outstanding.
something else, but
That is
yeah, I've enjoyed it. And to feed that many kids, you know, every mile I was out there, there was twice that I was like, screw this, I'm done. I'm so done.
Mhm.
that was my
Mhm.
And
next question.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
mm. You know, I pulled into Arkansas. Now I'm from the Missouri Arkansas line, just north of Pig Trail, our first checkpoint.
Okay.
I had Shell had left me on the second night, or you know, we split. I didn't mean to word it that way, but we
Mhm.
split. It was time for me to go and her to go do her thing, and
Okay.
I spent the night. Um, I woke up the next day. First half of the day, I blew through those instructions, no problem, no issues, nada. The afternoon, late afternoon, got tired. There were some tricky turns. Missed like 3 turns. Probably was added up an extra 60 miles that afternoon that I
Mm,
didn't that wasn't on that map. And you know how it just gets so frustrating. And about 9 p.m. that night, I realized my rear brakes are going out. I'm in the
Okay.
dark. I'm in Arkansas. I pull over realizing I'm not on the road I'm supposed to be on. And
mhm,
Wow.
I'm tears are starting to come out, you
mhm,
know.
mhm.
This is my home. Why don't I know where I'm at?
Wow.
See,
Like,
that's the difference. That's the difference between
it's
because we get
work.
so yes.
You know it. When
Right.
you're near where you think you know,
Right.
it's almost worse. And what
Right.
I found was, okay, I'm riding down 14. Well, I usually go off 26. I do this. Well, it says right here on the instructions 14 to 26. So I get to the fork and 14 goes right, 26 goes left. I take 26. Well, I'm supposed to still stay on 14.
14.
Right.
So I go about, I don't know, 12, 15 miles down 26. So now it's middle of the night. My brakes are going out. I get back on 14th. I take off. And I realize my brakes are just getting worse. They're crunching, like something's crunching in them. So I just pull
Wow.
over, spend the night. I tried to
Okay.
crunch out whatever was in them.
Right.
I got back on the next morning, not safe, but I used that downshift as my brakes, and
Right.
I made it into Pig Trail, and
Okay.
good time. Yeah, and
Good deal.
you know, I just wanted to give up that night, but I didn't. So
Right.
it's good. It's
Well,
Okay.
good.
Okay.
so my question, you answered the question, but the second part of that question, besides your charity, what did you tell yourself to push on after you left Pig Trail just to keep it going?
Sure. I think the biggest thing for me is, um, for those that know me know that I don't give up.
Right.
I I don't give up,
Hmm.
and it was a matter of you can ride a motorcycle.
Hmm.
You're learning to read these directions. I
Hmm.
think a really good part for me at that point was that I was from familiar territory because I'm leaving Pig Trail. My entire family that could get away came to see me at Pig Trail. Um, my family's there. My dad's raced cars, motorcycles all his life. You know, he's been a winner all his life. I got to do this thing. Dad says
Right.
I can do it now. He's seen how hard it is. He sees what I'm doing. I got to do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I I had home territory to go towards. So
Yeah. Yeah.
do it. Ride the damn bike. Just ride the bike.
Right.
Ride
Outstanding.
the
Right.
bike. Read the directions. Eat some food and sleep. Go. Do the
Go.
Hoka Hey.
Right.
Okay. And we have another guest in here this evening, another finisher, Kim Henry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
Thank you for
So
joining
cool.
us, Kim. Thank you for joining us. Outstanding. Hey, we're doing some highlights, folks, of some riders, some first time riders, some rookies. They're no longer rookies,
Ain't no rookies
but
no more.
Hey,
they're not rookies
let's go,
anymore.
Kim.
They're successful Hoka Hey finishers now. So they are part of the Hoka Hey family.
Mhm.
We've been highlighting Terry Collier riding number 1164, who's done
Yes.
an outstanding job with a charity organization. And
Yes.
you know, we just want to say congratulations to you for
Congratulations.
successfully completing the
Thanks.
Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge on your first outing at that
Hmm.
in the 14 days. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, so that's I salute you. My hat is off to you.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from you, Solo. That means a lot. I
Yeah.
watched you cross that finish line in last one, and man,
Oof,
you knocked it out of the park. Broken
oof,
up and
oof,
scarred, but
broken
man, you
up,
made it.
and my horse was beat down and everything.
Yeah,
Yes,
my
yes,
horse is tired. My horse is kind of angry. He doesn't have any front brakes, and I don't know what kind of noise is rattling out of him. I don't know. It's not
right,
engine.
right.
It's just somewhere. But
It's
yeah,
somewhere.
thank you
It's
guys
the
for
it's
having me on.
Oh, it's our
we
pleasure.
enjoyed
Our
you.
pleasure.
All right,
I
Kim.
appreciate it.
Good deal.
All
You'll take care.
Okay,
All right.
take care of them, Kim.
right.
See y'all later.
All
Thanks.
right.
All right. Bye-bye. That's
All
great.
right, folks.
Wonderful.
All right, folks. We have another first finisher here.
Woo.
Hey, look, this is supposed to be the light edition. Now we're supposed to just come on, pull up the
We
big
have been off
board.
by now,
You know, I definitely wanted to reach out. Thank you, Terry, again for calling
Yes.
in. But I said, hey, we're missing somebody, and she is already back home,
I
sitting
was
in
about to
her
ask that.
office.
I was about to ask that question.
I'm like, wait a minute, how did she do that?
How did you look?
Wait a minute now.
First of all, I saw her tracker forever at the dealership, and
Well,
I'm like,
my baby is in a crate and she'll be home here in a few
oh,
days.
see,
Okay,
see?
okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. That answers our question. So,
Yeah,
okay, we're gonna start back at the top. We're gonna run
right.
it down the gauntlet with you too, just like we did Terry and everybody else.
Right.
So again, how did you hear about the Hoka Hey?
Well, we watched you and Sharif and
Right,
Kinky and Thundercat. They started talking about it, so I just started doing some more research on it. I'm like, wow, look at
right,
this. This
right.
thing seems interesting. I'm like, hey, look, I done went out there and did the 48 states, and I done did the four corners. I like, what
Hmm.
else is there to do? So
Hmm.
I 22, I applied in 22 and they put me on a waiting list. Um,
Hmm.
so I went ahead and did my four corners, and Thundercat got in, Kinky got in, but I
Right,
didn't get in. So,
right,
I said, okay, cool, I'll try again. So I tried again in 25. It's like me and Papa, we was like talking with each other, like, hey, it's the first. Come on, let's get in there. The link was
The link was up. The link was up. Just hit the button, send the money, and fingers crossed.
Right.
waited about 2-3 weeks, and I think it was Beth had I think it was Beth that had sent us a text message first, and then we had to talk
Mhm.
to her, and then a couple of weeks later Junie called, and then we waited and waited and waited, and then next thing you know, I got the email with my number in it. So I was like, it's go time now. So
Yeah, it's on. It's on and popping now.
it,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it was
yeah.
let me get my mind and give myself mentally prepared. Sleeping
Yeah.
outside when
Right,
nothing.
right. And what is your number? What is your number, Kim? Your
I'm
okay
2,
number.
1162.
Say again.
1160.
1162.
1162. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I got their numbers burnt up in my
1162.
head, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, 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 I'm glad you do, man, because I tell you, this has been stressful for me. And I tell you, but definitely we're super proud of you.
Yeah.
Once again, folks, we highlighted Terry Corey, ride number 1164. Now we have Kim Henry on with us. She's a
Yeah.
first-time rider out of Texas.
That's right. Clean.
Out of
She right down
Big
the
Tex
road from me. I'm coming to visit. I'm coming to visit.
big Texas.
That's right.
And I'm just gonna call it and tell it what it is. Big ass Texas. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Big ass Texas. I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but it is what it is. So hey, if you're ridden in Texas, you know. So my next question is, was the Hoka Hey Challenge everything that you expected or anticipated?
It was that and more. Yeah. It was.
Mm,
Okay,
You can't be prepared for something that you're not sure what you're going into. You can,
right.
as much as you can, to get yourself in that mindset. That's why, my brakes, I was having an issue with my rear brakes.
Okay,
It was choppy. And so, I'm like, man. But I tried to find a dealership that was right there in Arizona, but come to find out it was a boutique. So I had to come back to the route. I bedded down and I just chopped down to Montana. And
okay. Yeah,
yeah,
we saw that. Yeah, we
yeah,
saw
we
that.
saw
yeah.
that.
I went to Wyoming. I went to checkpoint 2 at Wyoming, but the dealership wasn't open. So I said, "Hey, she's stopping. She doing what she need to do. Let's go." So I got
Right.
up to Montana and had them. I guess there was dirt or debris in the brakes, so they
Okay.
took uh, cleaned the debris out. It was fine. Checked the levels. Looked over the bike. Let's go. So that's just what it was.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not. I'm too close to the finish line to be trying to stop. Mm-mm.
Right, right.
Good deal. Good deal. Now I see your shirt there. I have to address that shirt right there that you got on. So
Uh, um, we ain't gonna talk about the branches, are we?
no, 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 no.
That's right.
So
Tied off.
we go back and forth with this, we go back and forth with this top thing, so you know you'll hear me call her top, and she'll call me top. So that's what it is.
I'd have to find me my Air Force shirt.
Oh goodness. But Lodge, didn't you have a question for
Yeah, yeah. I have a
Kim?
question. This question. I know that you and Popoff was riding together for some time, and I'm gonna let you know because I told Popoff, I told Popoff, y'all, I'm gonna send y'all my medical bill. Y'all had me screaming at my screen, and I thought my blood
No,
pressure was gonna go through the roof.
we
But
said it.
when Popoff bike went down and you had to break off, what type of transition did you have to do inside yourself? Because y'all was used to going together. What kind of transition did you have to adjust to now that you was riding pretty much alone?
Well, we broke off because my brakes was having issues.
Oh, okay.
Her problem with her bike didn't happen until after I discovered, discovered my problem first, and I didn't want to hold her up. And I'm like, hey, you go ahead and go because
Hmm.
I hold you up because it's an individual challenge,
Right,
So
right.
Right, right.
I'm not gonna hold you
I'm
up.
glad you said that. I'm glad you
Yeah.
said that. Yes.
Well, what it is. It's we were briefed that. If you go read
Right.
it, that's what it says. It's your individual challenge, what you're
Hmm.
trying to get out of the ride. So
Hmm.
I let her go ahead, but come to find out, she sent me a text message saying that the tow truck had to come get her bike, and I'm like, what the
Yep.
world? And
Right.
Yep.
she was dealing with that, and I had to keep pushing. I mean, I got the objective. I got what my mission is. I got to keep moving. I got
Hmm. Hmm.
do. I was checking on her, and I knew she was in
Right.
good hands because Gorilla Blue,
Yep.
he
Yeah. Yeah.
in Nevada. You need anything going, he gonna make
Right.
it. So
Right.
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 everybody was checking on her and whatnot, and I know she didn't want to bother me too much, but I wanted to check on her to make sure, hey, are you okay? Because I know mentally she was stressed. I got it, because we were talking about the money we had spent a lot of money.
Mhm.
The year
You can't stress that enough.
we spent a lot to get the bikes the way
Yeah.
we wanted them right and comfortable for us to do the ride. Because we're looking at people who had done rode this ride and what they felt helped them be successful. So that's that. It gets pricey, but
Hmm.
my bike, like I said, it performed well. I said I had to get back to work on Monday, so
Hmm.
flight, and I drove her to Anchorage and dropped her off. They were freighting her up. The guy's gonna pick her up tomorrow, and he come up
All right.
Okay.
What's up?
Okay. So
pick her
so
up.
my next question is, um, what lessons did you learn about your riding style and yourself during this challenge?
Uh, I have to take a nap during the day. I have to take a nap. Um, I, I'm getting a little older, so a nap is important.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And
And
my
just like what Terry was saying, Terry said she
Yeah,
was
Terry
operating
said that.
on,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
exact same thing. Yes.
yes,
Hmm.
I start blinking a whole lot. I'm pulling over. I'm gonna
Got
take
that
Right.
long blink.
and get myself together, and then I'll keep pushing. Um, you know, I wasn't a fan of being without my weapon, because normally I travel with my
With your
weapon, but
sidearm.
Mm.
Right. Right.
I
Yeah.
had my hunting knife, so I made the best of it.
Right.
Um, but I mean, I just learned to be patient. Things are gonna happen. It's gonna
Right.
happen. Is you can't get rattled when it happens. You just got
Right.
to
Right.
look at it, go through the process, and guess what? Get on the other side of it.
You
And
don't know
There
how
you
to.
go.
I
There you
did.
go. There you
Let,
That's
go.
let, let me ask you about your scenery. As you was riding through the countryside, the mountain, 'cause I heard everything about y'all ride. The countryside, the mountains, the rain, the heat. What is it? What is it? Did the scenery, your environment, how did that impact your experience while you was riding?
well,
The scenery.
I just had some self reflections on some of that beauty that was out.
Uh-huh.
Um,
It's out there on the back roads. Don't hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
the back roads is where it's at. I'm trying to tell you.
it
Mhm.
is. Yeah, I had some self reflection and some things that I said. You know what? This is God slowing me down to see
Yeah.
beauty out.
Right.
So, you
Right.
I ran into one of the he's from the what is it, the Christian Motorcycle Association. He wanted to bless my bike, and I was trying, like, I'm in a hurry, but I said, no
Yes.
sir, you bless my bike, I would appreciate it. He blessed
Yes.
my He gave me a Bible, and he bought me a cup of,
Mm,
and we sat there and talked for a little bit, and I said,
that's wonderful.
what it's about. that
That's
that's
That's what it's
wonderful.
about.
That's
That
wonderful.
that is the essence of the Hoka Hey
That's
right
the essence of the Hoka Hey I learned. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
That spiritual connection. You get out there in God's land, you like, oh my gosh.
yeah,
there.
Yes.
Good deal. Good deal.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you one more question, and then I'm gonna let you go. I don't want to hold you up. I know you're back home. You just went to work and everything. Uh, can you just briefly, what charity organization uh did you ride for and in support of?
The charity I rode for was Stop Soldier Suicide.
Okay,
Mhm.
Stop Soldier Suicide. And is that on your link? Your
Yes, it is. It
okay, okay,
got a whole page for it. Hmm.
okay. You by chance have that email, that web page, or where can we direct them?
If you go to my page on Facebook, the link is pinned to the top of my page, and you'll see
Okay,
it. Stop Soldier Suicide. Yes.
folks, please, all Hoka Hey participants are riding for a nonprofit charity organization.
Mhm.
Please go to their links, go to their bios, and donate what you can to help them meet their goals. Uh, one of the thing about riding the Hoka Hey, participating in the Hoka, is not just riding the ride, but about uh, giving back, giving
Yeah.
back, and that's outstanding. I'm a soldier myself, so that's outstanding. We want to thank you for coming on this
Yes.
afternoon. I know I hit you last minute, but I'm like, where is she? Can we talk? Can we? I said we talk. Talk to her. Talk to her. Talk to her. Where's that fifth one at? Where's that pinky at?
I had a 12 hours late. My flight was delayed 12, 13 hours. So I got home
Okay.
at 7:30 and logged in.
Wow.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
Wow. Good deal. Good deal. Well, hey, look, go ahead and take your time. Enjoy this moment. Relish
Yes,
in it.
ma'am.
Reflect on it. Thank you for calling in. We greatly appreciate you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Jamaica.
once again, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay. Y'all have a good evening.
You do the
All
same.
right.
Blessings on you.
All right, folks.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I mean, I miss riding in the challenge this year. I was really hoping that I'd be able to make it. But you know, I had to listen. I had to listen.
Right.
And
Right.
I did. But you know, just doing this podcast, doing this live have really just made me feel a part of it. And I hope we presented this organization, this challenge in the most upright and respectful way to everybody that's interested, that's thinking about doing it. Um, um, you know,
I know. So I looked at, I read all the comments. I know you get inboxes. I got tons of
right.
inboxes.
Yep.
And like you say, you and I spoke about why you didn't do the challenge, but I believe this was a part of your task as well. I believe that God directed you, said, okay, you're not going to do the ride, but you still going to be
Right.
part of the ride. You
Right.
still going to be
Right.
a good part of the ride. And all these people was thanking you. They get on here like, oh my
Yep.
gosh, this is wonderful. So
Right.
yeah, you wasn't
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
tubes, but
And
you was there in
yeah.
spirit, bro.
And listen, and you're right, Matt. You're right. Hop. I mean,
And
Hop
Hop, oh
this
my gosh,
opera.
I can't leave out
You
Hop.
know,
Yeah.
folks, listen. I hit Hop up maybe day two, because I knew he wasn't riding. I was going back and forth. Hop, you gonna ride? You gonna ride? And then he finally said, "No, I don't think I'm gonna ride solo. I'm not riding this year." And it stuck in my mind. I said, "Wow, I need to get Hop on because he knows everybody. He's ridden this thing
Mm-hmm.
before."
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
22 has a thorn in his side. I said it'd be great.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Hop. I'm just messing with you, Hop. But no, everybody that participated from Hop, Big Mike down there in North Carolina, just getting back from a run up to a Maine, Retro, Big Sarge, Sharif,
Yeah.
you,
Yeah. Yeah.
everybody that called in. If I'm forgetting you,
Mm-hmm.
please blame it on the head and not the heart. But
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and Beth and the whole committee, Big John, everybody down there that's the
Yes.
board, Junie that's still out there on the course. Shout out to Junie. She had a birthday on the course riding it. And to everybody that had birthdays on the course, happy birthday to you. And everybody just coming on, everybody that reached out to me, everybody that gave assistance on the road to the riders,
Yes.
from
Yes.
Blue, from Red Breed to everybody up in the, you know, even the dealership is saying, hey,
Mm-hmm.
service guy, go in early and help this rider out,
Right.
help Terry
Right.
out. So we want to thank everybody who participated. You know, it's definitely been a learning experience for me. I have a lot to take away from it, and I have a whole new perspective on things. But sir, we're gonna keep it light. We're gonna
I
shut
want
this
to give
thing.
a report for everybody that still want to know, because y'all want to know. The 48 Panhead is still on the road. Okay,
Oh,
he done made it up to Alaska. Hyde is still rolling. So I know a lot of
Hyde
people
is
like, what
still
happened to the
rolling.
48 Panhead? He's still rolling.
We're gonna pull Hyde. Hey, listen. We're gonna have to do a special episode for Hyde,
Yes.
and we
Yes.
had Hyde on. We had Hyde on.
Yeah.
We definitely need to bring him on. I would love to just hear his perspective, everything that he's gone through. He's heading to look like Fairbanks now. He's gonna hit the Delta Junction, and then head over to Fairbanks, North Pole, Fairbanks, and then he's gonna work his way back down to um, um, what we at?
He got to head down toward Anchorage after he come around Fairbanks.
Anchorage. Yeah, he's gonna hit Anchorage.
Yeah.
There you go. And then on over to Homer. Homer Smith.
Homer.
So definitely stay tuned, folks. We're not going to say what time we're going to come back on. Hopefully that we can get queued up in time to catch him coming in. I think that's going to be a moment, a touching moment for him to come across that line. So our best
Yeah,
wishes to him, prayers with him to continue his travel. Everybody out there is still on the course. Hey, Hoka, hey, Logic,
yeah.
take us
I
out.
can't say it yet. I can't say it, but all y'all out there are riders. Y'all listen to all these stories, take it in, make it your ride, ride your ride hard, ride safe, and always, always ride on faith. Keep it logical.
All right, folks, keep it logical. We're out of here.